mixtape is a movie, homie, it ain't a hoax. Y3 is the richer gear, I pay the most. People were happy for real after I gave them dope. The hating folks appeared, my dogs made them bolt. No Disney, it's Mickey, baby, you taking notes? These are Wes Craven quotes. Fans are addicts, but even the people under the stairs still like to blaze a roach. No Pat Swayze or Jamie, but shout the Rand Ghost. Respect to the legend, showing my gratitude. Spit lines all over the globe, check out my latitude. Sabbatical, try to be thug, drop the attitude. Lost up in the streets and chose a different avenue. Why not was I? Here go the trilogy. Word to the sun, earth, and the moon, this is syzygy. Drop the beat, wait a minute, you kidding me? It's 3 Y's in the word syzygy, peep the synergy. Y3, my style very bold, I'm the that's a library flow. Heartbreaker like a Tom Petty show. Yeah, you got nominated awards, but 1-0 like a binary code. Warrior like Stephen Clay with better aim. The whole game I better play.
And I'm back once again. It's the uncle, as usual, as stated, and as promised. I'm back to bring y'all another dope album review. And this week, I will definitely be covering my man Mickey Factz, Y3. If you're not familiar with the Y series, I'm gonna put y'all down. So stay tuned for that. But y'all know how I do. Always piss everybody off when I tell y'all about my great pickups that I got throughout the week or throughout the course of the week. Some stuff I slept on, some stuff people told me about. But you know, it's some really good music out there. You know, if you get your ears away from that radio nonsense, and you might want to check a few of these albums out. It's a dude out of Detroit, really dope MC. He got a lot to say. He goes by the name of Big Gov. I was put on to him like earlier this year, I think, or late last year. But he has a really good album out called No Signs of Weakness. You might want to check that out. Another Detroit dude is the guy Denon from B12. He got a nice little EP out. I think it's about 7 to 8 tracks called Stuff in My Backpack. DJ EFN, he got a really dope album out called Another Time, and the cover art is really dope too. You know, if you look at it, it's like these old albums laying on the floor, and he's like in a straitjacket. You know, I get out of it that maybe he's going crazy listening to the nonsense that's out these days. I definitely feel you on that, DJ Effin. It's another dope album out that I was listening to. The Spoil Superstition. It's called Gold Standard. Really dope. The great MCs that collaborated are back also. EMC, Master Ace, Wordsworth, Strickland. I mean, you know, they had an album a few years ago, but they're back with the Tonight Show album, which is really good. I'm like halfway through that. And of course, I would never be able to. I won't hear the last of it because they say, "Brish, you gotta review everything. You gotta listen to everything," which I do. And sometimes I get upset because I listen to the good stuff, and then I gotta listen to stuff like "What a Time to Be Alive." You know, I love Drake. If you guys watched any of my videos in the past, you know I am not a fan of Future, but they collaborated for this album, and you know it's entertaining. I will say that. I will not be doing a complete review on this, but you know I was entertained while I was in the gym. You know, and I guess if I decide to become a go-go dancer, I'm a go-go dancer or something, maybe I would listen to this more often, but unfortunately that's not in my future. I do like 30 for 30 though. I will shout Drake out for 30 for 30, but other than that, I won't be touching too much on that. So those are my great pickups, and we gonna hop right in to these dope album reviews. If anybody knows anything about the uncle, what you probably gather from watching my videos is I love my city. I love my town. I really wish that we were able to come together a lot more often. So a lot of times I do mention people that I'm listening to within my city, and I had this album for a few months, but I've recently been listening to my man out of West Philly, Chill Moody's The TV Made Me Do It. Now, this is a nice concept album. Everything all goes together. My man Chill Moody, he had a mixtape out a few years ago, RFM. Really, really dope. But he's been around for quite some time. I think the first time I ever heard of him was like in 2011. But he's a really dope MC. The TV Made Me Do It. So every song is like, it either has a little sample of something that you may have watched, old sitcoms, and it's produced by Wes Manchild. Wes Manchild is a really, really dope producer, and it begins with channel surfing, and the sample is just crazy. It's like every verse has a different sample, and it just, the sitcom songs, Wes Manchild does a great job at, like looping them. I think like Three's Company is one of them, and it's just a really, really dope song. November Funk, another really, really hard beat. It's one of those songs where he asked for like crowd participation, so I know if he performed it live, it would be really, really dope. And he got like some really dope lines on there. He say, I think something like, he talks about what the music is, and he says it's this Keanu Reeves don't know how to act music. And he got some really dope lines. He say, he got like money from 88, Vin Baker, like vintage bucks. So really, really dope. I just appreciate when dudes are still trying to spit some real lyrics. Kareem Akbar is another nice track I like. Another nice sample with Christopher Williams, soft voice in the back. James Evans, I really, really dig this track. It's probably one of my favorite tracks. The production is really, really groovy. The sample, again, banging. And it's basically, like he's saying he works hard like James Evans. Royce Gracie is another dope track. And Autobots is just so crazy. The way that Wes Manchild hides the Autobot sample in here is so dope. So you do not want to miss out on The TV Made Me Do It by Chill Moody and Wes Manchild. And once again, if you're listening to music or hip hop and you claim that you a hip hop head and you like hip hop music or rap music or whatever, and you like bars, and you ain't listening to this boy Mickey Factz, then you need to wake up. Get out of your kids bop mode and put in some real hip hop music. The first time, and I hate to admit this, but the first time I ever heard Mickey Factz was I saw the video for Paradise, and then I downloaded Paradise, the remix. It had Fat Joe on. It was just, the beat was crazy, and then I just went on like this whole Mickey Factz craze, just trying to search for everything, and I wound up getting everything that he ever made. This guy came out with Why. It blew my mind. Then he had Why Not. Okay? Like, followed it up soon thereafter. Dope. Now we wait a couple of years. He done released a couple mixtapes, and he's back with Why 3, or Why to the Third Power, or Why Trey. Whatever you want to call it. It's why not? Why not come out with Why 3, Mickey? Because I darn sure appreciate this mixtape. It begins with 414, and he says something there like when he made the song or whatever, or a couple years ago or last year, that's how much he had in his bank. Basically just talking about the struggles being semi-famous, and you know how he gave a bum $4 and some change, and you know, I guess he thought the bum needed it for something of importance. He left, came back, the bum was drinking a beer, and how he wasn't mad at the bum because he was there with him at one time. I mean, Mickey is just really, really dope. Syzygy is like, you got the 3 Y's in there, and the way that he breaks it down metaphorically is just retarded. And it got the sample from Run, from Ghostface song Run that had Jadakiss on it, and crazy. I can't even explain it. Mouse, an American, you know, crazy bars, man. Just going through, you know, the stories. It's like a story of his humble beginnings. And then he, you know, being able to make it through trials and tribulations. And then he talks about how he met this guy overseas who had a promising future, but the guy came over here and he wound up catching HIV, and basically how it scared him, and how, you know what I mean, he was scared of quite possibly having it itself, or being around it, or whatever. And it's just a really, really true to heart track, and the way that the story is painted is just so real. And if HIV or AIDS ever touched anybody personally, you can understand how it makes you feel inside. Another banging track is Never About Us, and it's basically talking to an old chick that he was messing with about the breakup, and basically what they both did to contribute to the breakup, but also how she was really, really selfish. And I really, really thought that was dope. You know, how he knew everything about her, but she really didn't know anything about him. Banging. And this track, I know Mickey is going to get ridiculed for, or scrutinized, whatever you want to call it, but it's called Under God. And you know, I'm listening to the track, and I'm not into politics and all of that, but it's, you know, it talks about police brutality, and how, you know, the government treats us as people, and he kind of calls out Obama about not really doing anything about Sandra Bland, and it's just really, really, it's a true to heart. And you know it was coming from within him. And I really, really thought that was dope. Shout out to Mickey Factz for just being straight up and letting his feelings out. Hayward, featuring 3 of the best MCs on the planet right now, probably. Elzai, Saha the Prince, and Mickey Factz. I mean, listen. If you don't know who these dudes is, you better do some kind of research or something. I mean, come on, man. It's freaking ridiculous and ridiculous, man. How can you have these balls on the same track together? Me and my brother would sit around and be like, yo, man, some of these collaborations, and when you hear collaborations like that, bananas. Casa, he has a video for that. You can find that, you know, I guess on YouTube or whatever. That's a really, really dope track. Over there gotta be one of my favorite tracks. Over there, it's so real. It's basically, it's coming from you. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody ever did you wrong, or somebody didn't look out for you after you took care of them, really, really dope. The chorus is basic, but it's right to the point, and it's just amazing, man. And I like how the second verse he talks about Lupe. You know, he had a conversation with Lupe about changing the world. Mickey, you got it, bro. Room 360, another dope track talking about basically how Martin Luther King, what he did for us as a people, and how he was set up, and you know, dope. Pentagon. It's like 5 songs in one, and he's just basically putting MCs on. Mickey Factz, crazy album. I love how you summed up this Y series. I mean, I don't care. You could go on and on. Y4, Why not? Why 5? I don't care how long you go. Why 5? Whatever you want to do, just keep on showing them why you need to do this and why these boys need to try to mimic it. I'm gonna rate this mixtape. Okay, content, length, bars, 4. Peace.
I'm feeling like paradise. I'm feeling like paradise.